On today's First Time Buyer channel, we're going to answer the following question. Should I wait until I have a large down payment to purchase a home? Hey, welcome back. Enrique here with First West Financial. This is Enrique's First Time Buyer channel, where I talk to you about everything related to purchasing a home. Whether you're a first-time buyer or not, if you're interested in buying a home, you're planning on buying a home, maybe you are already in the process of buying a home, you probably have a lot of questions. And you know what? Maybe you are not talking to the right person about the answer. So we want you to check out our other videos. Make sure you hit subscribe. We have dozens and dozens of videos on every topic related to purchasing a home. So today, we're going to answer a question that actually comes up a lot. A few days ago, I got a call from someone who is interested in purchasing a home. And they said, you know, Enrique, I don't know if I should wait longer to save more money for the down payment. I have some, but I want to maybe wait to put a larger down payment on the home because I want to save a lot of money. So I gave him an answer, and today I'm going to share with you, what does that look like? Does it make a big difference to put a lot of money down versus a little bit of money down? So we're going to look at both sides of the street. So the first thing you need to do is understand the following, is that you don't need a large down payment to purchase a home. There's still a lot of people out there, still a lot of realtors out there will tell you that you need to have 20% down to purchase a home. You do not need to put 20% down to purchase a home. You don't need to put 10% down in most cases. There are programs available, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and FHA, that allow you to purchase a home with as little as 3%, 3.5%. If you are a veteran, you can purchase a home with zero down in most cases. And depending on your qualifications, there are local programs in the different counties in the United States, different states, that give you down payment assistance. For example, here in Riverside County, where I live, this is where my home is, if you are a first-time buyer, there's a couple of programs available to help you with down payment. The California Housing Finance Authority has programs that allow you to get into a home with practically no money down, but you have to qualify. Now, the question is, if you have some down payment, let's say that you are able to put 3 or 5% down on a home, and you're thinking, I'm going to wait until I have more money. Does it make a difference? Does it make sense? Well, the reality is that larger down payment is going to have some advantages. Advantage number one is that if you put a larger down payment, your mortgage payment is going to drop. Does it drop considerably? Not necessarily. It depends on how much you're borrowing. A lot of people are very surprised. They say, Enrique, what if I put an extra 10 grand? I do the calculation, say, well, your payment drops $90. You go, wait a minute, $90? I don't know that I want to put an extra $10,000 or $15,000 to save 80 or 90 bucks. That doesn't make sense to them. For a lot of people, it makes a big difference. The truth is that when you're putting more money down, you're going to lower the principal and interest, but you're not going to lower the taxes and the insurance. So the payment will only go down relatively so much. Sometimes it's better to purchase the home now and not have to put the extra money down. A lot of people, they want to put everything they have into the down payment. There's a lot of people out there, financial planners, that will tell you that's not a good idea, because you want to have reserves when you close on your house. Imagine that you put every penny that you have, and then a month later something happens, God forbid, you are in a bad situation. Now you don't have any reserves. So we tell people a lot of times, putting $10,000 more might make a little bit of a difference on your payment. But what if you take that $10,000 and put it into a savings account for reserves in case something happens, right? Do you know the amount of people that I spoke to this past year and the year before that were laid off because of COVID, or that had to take time off because their business is closed for a while, or business was down and they had no reserves? That's very common. So taking money for reserves is important. But let's get back to the down payment. So the number one reason you want to put more money down is because you are reducing the cost of your mortgage. The second reason is that if you are putting more than 20% down or 20% down or more, you're going to avoid mortgage insurance in some cases. So what is mortgage insurance? Let's take a quick second. I have a video explaining that, but I'll tell you briefly. Mortgage insurance is something that the banks will charge. It's an insurance that you have to take when you don't put a full 20% on the house. So if you're only putting 5 or 10%, in most cases, the bank will require you to put mortgage insurance. So that's an additional $80, $90, $100, $200 on the home. If you're doing FHA, you have mortgage insurance. If you're doing USDA, you have some mortgage insurance. So putting more money sometimes avoids that, but not always. So what's important is to look at all of your options. Now, what I don't want you to do is this. I don't want you to continue to save $200 or $300 a month for another year to put down an additional $5,000 or $3,000 when the prices are going up $5,000 and $6,000 and $7,000 and $10,000 and $20,000 per year. I have people that told me they were going to buy a house a year ago and they didn't. They say, well, I'm going to save more money. They went, they save more money, they come back. Houses are now $20,000, $30,000 more expensive. So it didn't make sense for them to wait, did it? In fact, if they would have bought the house a year ago, they would already have $20,000, $30,000 in equity on their home, and they would be already refinancing to get rid of the mortgage insurance. So getting in now versus later is always a good idea. You know, people talk about the market crashing, people talk about a lot of things. The reality is that we don't really know that that's going to happen. Real estate in California has survived everything, including the crashes. Yeah, we did have a crash, but it came back, and it came back with a vengeance. And now is, all-time high. And there's a lot of places similar. Florida is the same way. Oregon, Washington, there's many states. Arizona, prices are climbing. Nevada. So, you know what? Waiting for real estate prices to go down is not necessarily wise, and is really not your friend in most cases. I could be wrong, but nobody knows for sure. But there are no signs that this market is going to crash anytime soon, especially because most people are financing their home with really solid loans with low interest rate, and everybody has equity on their home. So there's not a wave of foreclosures coming that is a tidal wave. There's going to be a few because of COVID. Some of those are going to expire, some of the programs, but not a tidal wave of foreclosure. So my encouragement to you is look at your options to purchase now versus waiting 6 or 8 months. We'll be happy to run those numbers for you. What is it that we do if we wait 6 months to save another $5,000? Does it make sense to do that? I'll run the numbers, I'll run the math. We'll use inflation and we'll see if it makes sense. I already know the answer to that. The answer is you shouldn't wait. But we want to give you the information so you can make an educated choice. If you want to find out more about how to buy a home, check out my other videos. Make sure you hit subscribe. Make sure you tell someone about this channel. Maybe your kids are buying a home. Maybe you have a friend or a relative that's purchasing and they're a little misguided. Have them come to the channel and take a look. I hope you have a great week and I hope you have a great day. Talk to you soon.